bitch, listen. Now wait a minute, bitch. Is it on? Now wait a minute, bitch. I know you're wondering why I'm coming to you guys with this veil on. It's because of all the shade that's going on in the world. The Urban Dictionary defines shade as acting in a casual or disrespectful manner towards someone or dissing a friend, i.e. throwing shade or acting kind of shady. Let's move on to the shade. Have you bitches been watching RuPaul's Drag Race? Oh my God. Did you see the shade that Pearl threw Miss RuPaul herself? When I tell you I was sitting at my TV screen, holding my neck and saying, Lord, why? Miss RuPaul walked in the room, honey, giving her critiques on what everybody was gonna do on the challenge. And Pearl asked her, is there something on my face? I was like, Pearl, how dare you? If I had never seen shade before in my life, darling, that was the day of shade. One thing in this world I hate more than anything is shade. Messy shade, and messy bottoms too. At times, shade can be a good thing. When you're trying to get a good Judy together, you know, when you're just trying to let her have it on the slide. Like when you tell her, girl, those shoes are really fitting your feet the nice way. Especially when you know she's a size 16 and her shoe hanging off the back of her foot. That was shade. There are also other appropriate times to throw shade, especially when you're out at an expensive restaurant with your girlfriends, honey, and the waiter walks over to you and says, ma'am, that'll be an additional $5 for those potatoes. Bitch, I didn't ask you how much a side of potatoes was. Everybody here at this table got goddamn money. How dare you treat me that way? But take them off anyway, because $5 is a little bit too much to be paying for some raggedy old mashed potatoes. There is a thin line between truth and shade, especially when you're dealing with people walking in their own truths. Now, there are times when people call me fat. Sometimes I take it as shade, especially when it's coming from another fat bitch. Or sometimes I take it as truth when they say, Madison, you're getting a little bit on the heavy side. So, you know, there's a thin line between shade and truth. Then there's just complete shade. Let me give you an example of some shade that I don't play. Like the time my good girlfriend was just hanging out with me, and then all of a sudden, I see a full photo album of her and my enemy posted all over Facebook. I was like, bitch, you are one shady bitch. You know I don't sit with her, so now you can't sit with me. Fuck you. Throwing shade to someone that owns who they are isn't really throwing shade, it's just throwing facts. Just like if you say, Madison, that left hip is bigger than that right hip. That's not shade, darling. That's truth and bad seal. Let's move on to what's really going on out here in the world with the shade. Have y'all seen what's going on in the state of Indiana? Who in the hell does Mike Pence think he is pushing the Religious Freedom Act? Now see, I got a small problem with that. Actually, honey, I have a big problem because I am the biggest gay in the United States of America. And I dare him to put up a law saying that I can't eat where I want to eat, I can't sit where I want to sit, I can't drink where I want to drink. Now wait a minute, bitch. I'm a girl that's all about doing and being whoever you are and doing whatever you want to do. The last time I checked, we lived in the United States of America. That's why it is imperative that we as a community bond and stick together and get our asses out and vote to keep ourselves from falling down by the wayside with these religious freaks. How dare them? Who are you to tell me that I can't eat where I want to eat or sit where I want to sit, love who I want to love, be where I want to be? How dare you? I think we should all bond together in our gay coven and use our superpowers. You know, the powers that they say we use to turn everybody gay. And bind Mike Pence up into the spirit world, or at least give him a taste of his own medicine. Sisters, join hands. Pull out your voodoo dolls, your ribbon, honey, and repeat after the Grand High Witch herself. I bind you, Mike Pence, from doing harm to others, but most of all, doing harm to yourself. I bind you, Mike Pence, from doing harm to others, but most of all, doing harm to yourself. I bind you, Mike Pence, from doing harm to others, but most of all, doing harm to yourself. Now, wait a minute, bitch. Get your wretched ass on up out of that goddamn state. Now that we got this old nasty spellbinding witchcraft rant out of the way, always read good books and bad people. Ciao. I need all of you out there in the world to subscribe to Wow Presents. Got that? That's Wow Presents, bitches. Because if you don't, I will read the eyes out of your head.
Did you hear the news? RuPaul's Drag Con is the first ever drag convention in history. Go to RuPaul'sDragCon.com for tickets and all the tea you need to know.